Very, very important. We know where we stand when we come to lending our voice, supporting what is just and fair. Now, this is the video of Natasha speaking about this case today.
Straight to your first question, which is the allegations, the petition against me on by a certain northern group, which has to do with the conduct of my office as the chair of the local content committee. I would first say that the allegations are baseless, but I do not know what I'm about to say, but I'm going to speak my own truth. And the Senate President is allowed to counter that. It all started the 8th of December, 2023, which was a day before his birthday and my birthday. We are birthday mates. We were all in Akwa Ibom because he had a big fanfare in the stadium. Myself, my husband, and a few of his close friends. We went to Akwa Ibom. And at first, we were at Ikot Ekpene. We were in his house in Ikot Ekpene. Then we all moved to his house in Uyo, which was about 8 p.m. And he held my hand and said he wanted to show me around his house. My husband was walking behind us, just three of us. We're walking around from room to room. He showed me the beautiful interior. This was done by this, by that, this designer here, he bought this from us. Like, oh, it's beautiful. And then I noticed that he hastened his pace while still holding my hand. And my husband was behind, still on his phone, but he was catching up whenever he could. And then he got to this particular sitting room, and he said, "Do you like my house?" I said, "Of course, sir. Every room, beautiful, nice interior, quality taste." He said, "Now that you're a senator, I'm going to create time for us to come spend quality moments here. You will enjoy it." At that point, I just pulled away, and I was like, I don't really understand what exactly that meant. But then my husband now, when I turned around, I saw my husband was already near me, and the way my husband looked at me and looked at him, I was beginning to wonder, did he hear part of that inciting statements or not? And then the Senate President, too, I saw that he also had that thought, like, did my husband hear the invitation to treat or not? So then the Senate President now said, "By the way, let me show you my chapel." He has a chapel in his house as well. So while we were going to the chapel, we walked in silence and all. So that evening, before we left the Senate President's house at about 11 midnight to the 4 points in Ikot Ekpene, and my husband asked me, "Natasha, what did the Senate President whisper to you? What's he telling you?" I thought, should I tell him that he was speaking about bringing me in here at a special time for us to have a good time? Or should I just kill it there, wrap it as if there was nothing? Because tomorrow was a big day. I know how much my husband adores the Senate President. He loves him as a brother. My husband would do anything to support him. So I told my husband, nothing. I can't remember what I created, but I just gave him some words to mask what was said. When we laid in bed, I looked to my right, and my husband wrapped his arms around me, and he said, "My love, you can't tell me anything. What did the Senate President tell you?" Again, I was like, "Don't you believe me?" I said, "Nothing. Moreover, it's my birthday in a few minutes. Let's just be happy." Then my husband told me he doesn't want to see me travel out of the country alone, and I should not go to the Senate President's house because he has a guest house where many senators do go there, after office to get approvals and all that.
Now, you've heard it. A lot of people, when you read the comment, and people are saying that Senator Natasha should have told the husband of what happened. Do you think Senator Natasha should have told the husband? Or do you think she handled it very well? Now, Akpabio have sent his wife to defend him, and I'm going to play the video of his wife defending him today. Akpabio have not spoken about the problem. This is a serious allegation against number 3 person in Nigeria of sexual harassment on a fellow senator. It is obvious this is not the first time that Akpabio is getting this allegation on him. Unfortunately, he never addressed any of them. When the Niger Delta NDDC lady accused Akpabio of doing the same thing, Akpabio never addressed it. Just like how condescending they can be when people like misogynists like these, they'll always ignore when the obvious accusations such as this come to them. Now, Akpabio never addressed it. Akpabio think is above the law. And then he sent his wife. His wife made a comment today, and I'm going to look for the video and play what his wife said. I want you to listen to what the wife said. This is not the one I want to look for. I'm looking for the wives. Nah, shut up, man. I'm looking for the Akpabio's wife. Akpabio's wife made a comment about it. So I'm just going to look for Akpabio's wife and then tell you what Akpabio's wife said today. Very, very important. Akpabio does not have the belly, does not have the guts to come out and speak. Akpabio's wife has spoken. We are going to listen to it. We're also going to listen to Senator Kingibe. Senator Kingibe of Labour Party is correct, make a statement, but I want you to hear what Akpabio's wife say before we can play what Senator Kingibe did say about this whole situation. Senator Kingibe is a Labour senator that was elected in Federal Capital Territory. As you know, there's nothing like Labour Party at the moment. We don't have Labour Party. We do not have Labour Party. So we're going to play it today. Somebody is saying on the VDM, very dark man fan base is on. You are not supposed to be on this platform, so you're not supposed to be. Maybe I blocked you guys on TikTok. Now you're on my YouTube. Are you a monitoring spirit? I am not going to blame VDM. VDM has nothing to do with this. VDM is part of the system. You need to understand. But unfortunately, you guys are not getting it. I'm going to get into that because he also make a statement about it. And then we are going to also analyze it on this platform this evening. So I am not blaming him, but I will play his own side, what he said on his own side. And Nigerian people will judge. It's a marathon. This media war is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It is a marathon. And at the end of the day, una go know who can run the race. I know they run fast than my shadow. I will run, but I will get there before my shadow. So don't come here and try to disrupt what I'm trying to do here. Let me show you guys the videos of Akpabio's wife making a statement. I'm going to share the screen with you guys because I couldn't get the video directly. I'm going to share the screen. Let me play it. And this is Tunde Ednut. Tunde Ednut, basically, I shared it, but I'm using the phone where I could easily log in and check. So I'm going to play what the wife said.
Has accused Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan of maligning her husband following sexual allegations made by the senator representing Kogi Central. Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan, a member of the opposition People's Democratic Party, during an interview on the Arise Morning Show, accused the Senate President of making inappropriate advances at her. But reacting to the interview, Mrs. Akpabio accused the senator of lying and creating content for personal gains. She described her husband as a disciplined and jovial person who is often misinterpreted.
Unfortunate accusation. I'll rather call it unfortunate. It's very demeaning because that is a family. We knew the husband before the husband married her. We've always known the man. They were very good friends, or they are still very good friends. So I really don't understand where this is coming from. And I believe that for somebody to go and make such an allegation, there must be a discussion at home. There must have been a sanction or an approval. Or you're going to say this, go ahead and say it. And if the approval has come from the husband, our friend, I believe that he would have spoken to me because we are close.
Her problem is that the husband of Natasha should have spoke to them before Natasha go on the media. If you remember when Natasha spoke, Natasha said, I kept it. I did not tell my husband because I know how my husband respect this man. I know how my husband see this man as a big brother. And I know that they have been coming a long way even before I got married to my husband. In this kind of situation, she tried to manage it on her own. She did not tell the man what has taken place, so that let the lying dog lie and let me handle the business. I think that should be commendable. That is professionalism, because you know what? If you tell the husband, that could stop the relationship and it can put the man's life in danger, because you don't know what will happen. Akpabio is number 3, the third most powerful person in Nigeria. And the senator has just been elected, not elected, elected and fight in the court of law to get her mandate. So she just won in appeal in Supreme Court, and she's returning to the Senate. And it was Akpabio that actually swore her in. So when Akpabio made that statement, the woman was taken aback and processed it and used her professional knowledge. Do I have to tell my husband about this? I handle it. In the afternoon, when we talk on this platform, I asked a very gentleman that if you go out today and your wife's best friend, you go out and your wife's best friend, whom before you got married to your wife, she's been best friend with this woman, and this woman is more powerful than your wife. In short, your wife look up to her. And then you go out there at a wedding reception or a party, a birthday event, and that woman that your wife look up to scratch your hand. You know, when a woman scratch your hand, it means something. Scratch your hand and whisper to you, you are handsome. Okay? What would you do? I'm asking men this question because I know misogynist people, they will be abusing this girl why she did not review what happened to her husband. But the fact is this, wisdom comes first. Now, and that's why I'm throwing the question back to the member of the public. What would you do if your wife's boss, your wife's super role model, scratch your hand and say you are handsome and whisper to your ear, you are very handsome? What does that mean to you? How would you handle it? Knowing very well the emotion that is involved, how your wife would think about it, would you not handle it as professional as possible and just say thank you and shake it off and process it and say, I am going to try as much as possible not to put myself in a situation where this kind of thing will happen again. I will resist this temptation, and then allow them to keep on their relationship, because you know, rich people don't think like poor people. Poor people do outburst. Rich people manage information. Okay? Because there's a lot of stuff that is involved. Business is involved, money is involved, friendship is involved. So what you do as a professional woman that she is, she managed it. She did not tell the husband. She shook it off. She got worried. She tried to play it off. But then when they got into the Senate, that harassment continued. At one point last year, Akpabio told her to sit down and don't talk, that this is not a clubhouse. A fellow senator that is elected by his own constituency, by her own constituency, just as you told her it is not a clubhouse. Think about it. Now let's go ahead and listen to how the wife is saying it. The wife of Akpabio is defending Akpabio. Akpabio is not defending himself. We did not elect the wife. The wife is not the Senate president, but Akpabio is not defending himself. He sent the wife out to come and defend him. I want you to listen. And remember, this is not the first accusation. Akpabio has received the same accusation before. You see, we are talking serious thing now. You don't see them here. If you watch TikTok now, they are not here. They are not here. Because as far as they are concerned, they have not sent it to their group chat that Mr. Ben is talking about VDM. Let us go and report his account. Let us go and insult him. But tomorrow they will tell you, talk something else. Talk something else. Don't talk about VDM. talk politics, talk bad politician. Now we got a bad politician here now. Did you see them? They are not here. They are not coming. But wait until we switch to their boss, VDM. You will see 100 comments. Your papa, your mama, your auntie, your sister, your brother. You are jealous. That's what they do. I mean, this is a serious matter that anybody that believes in development of a country is supposed to support. You know it, that anybody that believes that the country should move forward is supposed to support. Supposed to call Akpabio out. Come and explain yourself. You've been accused of a serious allegation. Of a serious allegation. But they are not here now. But just keep watching. You will soon see them. They will come. Because there's one of them that is watching my life always. As soon as I talk about VDM, they will send it to their group chat. And that is their group chat. They will all log in and they will start insulting. They will start abusing. Because they don't want us to talk about VDM. Mr. Ben, talk about something else. But you will hear VDM statement today over this. VDM has made 3 posts this afternoon about Nedo. This is a serious matter happening. River State is happening where a sitting governor is being threatening. Our democracy is at a crossroad. Now, borehole then they look for. Una go get 100 borehole. EU people. Let's go and listen to Akpabio's wife.
And then if the wife had complained about such a thing, and he still comes, and he's normal, there is no man you will tell, oh, that the wife will tell, oh, your friend harassed me. I know how you men behave, that will not frown. First of all, the attitude towards the person will change.
So that is why Natasha refused to tell the husband, so that the attitude will not change, so that they can maintain their friendship. That is called maturity. But Akpabio did not stop. Akpabio did not like the rejection. Akpabio went back to the Senate House and began to harass this woman on a regular basis. This is why the story is coming out now. Fact and date was there. Fact and date was there. Now, if you guys watch my life, every time I'm presenting something, I try to put date on it. I put date on it. I put time on it. I put event on it. I don't just come here and present something without putting date on it. So when Natasha spoke, Natasha, the 8th of December last year, at so time, the time they left is there. Now, the wife of Akpabio said, the man should have talked to me. But why did man not report to me? Why would this woman go into the public to talk about this? What is Akpabio doing? Did we elect this woman? Is this woman our elected official? Is this woman the Senate president? No, she's not the one. Who is the Senate president? Akpabio. Akpabio is the Senate president. Who is talking? The wife. Do you know her? You don't know her from anywhere. But she's coming out now to defend the husband. The first one that happened about 2 years ago, when Akpabio was the minister of Niger Delta, when they were probing them for all the looting that Akpabio supervised in Niger Delta. One of the women came out and said, I have to slap Akpabio. I slapped him. He said, Akpabio wanted to climb me. And then the journalist on Arise TV asked her, are you saying Akpabio tried to harass you? The woman said, yes, that is what he did. And he promised me big directorship. Akpabio now told this woman again, I will make your time in the Senate miserable. And don't forget, the woman refused to join APC. She's a PDP woman. Few of the women in the Senate, she refused to join APC. Where is our Labour senators? All our Labour senators that were elected have joined APC. All our obedient are now VDM. All of them. But they forgot that VDM is APC blogger. We are going to go there. Keep watching.
But this attitude never changed. And if you're talking about the...
He said the relationship with the husband has been coming up. The man attitude never changed is because the wife never really tell him what took place. The wife never discussed it with him. Until this day, the wife managed it. I'm going to handle it. I'm a professional. I'm going back to the office and I'm going to make sure I don't wear mini skirt. I'm going to make sure I cover my head. I'm going to make sure I don't give this man any reason to want to touch my nyash. Do you know what it means as a woman? I'm going to manage this situation. I'm a professional. I don't want to destroy your relationship with your hero. That's why I ask you, if you go out, because I know men is against this woman. If you go out and your wife, best friend, her boss, tell you you look handsome and scratch your hand, what would you do? How would you handle it? How would you handle it? Because some information need to be managed well, as long as possible. I think all of us should be commending Natasha. Natasha, we want to thank you for being a honorable woman. You hold it tight. And if you actually know the history of Natasha Akpoti, on the day of the election that brought her to Senate, Governor Bello of Kogi State went to her community and destroyed her road so that no vehicle can go, nobody can cross, and took away the bridge with excavator. The people of Kogi Central still trooped out in large number and voted for her. Governor Bello and INEC declared somebody else in a Lokoja. This woman refused to give up and fought for almost a year before she reclaimed her mandate back. As soon as she reclaimed her mandate, on her way to Abuja, she was ambushed and she was almost assassinated on her way to Abuja. She stood her ground and she returned back to Abuja and she began to advocate for women. She don't give up. She stand up and ask questions. We don't often see some male senator, they will be in the Senate for 4 years, they will never raise their hand. Neither they can speak English or they are not confident. Natasha is not a coward. Natasha is a Gbira woman. My tribe in Gbira, we are not coward. Our women are not coward. Our men are not coward. Our women, they don't take nonsense. In short, Igbira women are polygamous. If they marry you and you maltreat them, they will leave you. If you like, be the one feeding all of their family. They will tell you, put your food on your nyash. Igbira women, they are very, very strong. And Igbira men, if they tell you they are coming for you, they don't hide. Go and check that Igbira in Kogi State, okay? If we tell you we are coming for you, we don't hide. We don't use cover like I will use somebody else. No, I'll come for you. I mean, people used to say, Igbira people, our heart is at the back. Our heart is not at the back. We are just born differently. We don't worship money, as you see also. We don't worship money. Money is the least of things that we worship. We actually believe more in integrity and fairness than any other thing. So if you don't know Igbira people, I am giving you a clue about Igbira people. Igbira people are not good at betraying people. We don't betray people. If a Igbira man call you his friend, you are his friend. He don't care whether you call him your friend. If they call you that you are my friend, if I call you my friend, you are my friend. I will make sure I do everything to mean that word, my friend. So I believe Natasha totally. In short, I have no doubt in my mind, Natasha, that man did it. But Nigeria, Natasha need your hand. Natasha need your voice. But there's somebody that is changing opinion, that have already changed the opinion. I will show you now. And you will know who is working for the government and who is working for the people. Don't forget, this case has been coming since last week. And comment has been made. We've debated about it on this platform since last week, and we're talking about it today again. So what is going to happen? I'm going to continue playing this. What the wife respond. Excuse me. I know we're not supposed to even play this. The wife has no right to be talking. We wanted to hear from Akpabio. Come and talk what you did. Why are you sending your wife? This is not a joke. This is a serious allegation. Where are the Nigerian women? Where are you guys? The prayer all of you guys have is that you want to have a daughter that will rise to the pinnacle of her career and be a senator of Federal Republic. Now, this is a lesson for you. In one of her speech, Natasha said, I am doing this so that every woman in this country will know that they are also capable of being at the height of their life and the life of public life. And this man wants to destroy her. This is not about political party. This is about fairness. This is about justice. And this is why I'm putting my mouth on it. Not because she's a Igbira woman. I would have supported this woman if she's a Gala, if she's Igbo, if she's Hausa. I will stand for her. And by the way, we don't really have a lot of female senators in the House. We have Kingibe of Federal Capital Territory, who was Labour, and we don't know whether she's still Labour now, since Wike told her she's not returning. From the day that Governor Wike told that woman she's not returning as a senator, I have not heard anything from that woman again. By the way, all of other senators that were in Labour have now crossed over to APC. They didn't even go to PDP. They went to APC. We don't have Labour Party anymore. It's finished. All the Labour movement is finished. Most of their members are now advocates of VDM. Tinubu is winning this war. And when you ask them, do you know why you actually for supporting VDM? Do you know what VDM represent? They will tell you, no, VDM is building well. VDM is a human rights activist. It's collecting money. APC government is using you to play chess. You don't know. You know, go school. You know, Sabi write letter. You know, Sabi read letter. You know, go allow person where Sabi read letter to read it for you. I have no doubt in my mind that before the election, when I go clear, when I go come they look for this account, Mr. Ben, Mr. Ben, wow, Mr. Ben, I used to hate you. Now I like you now. I'm like, you used to hate me. Why would you hate me? What? You hate? Don't put any food in my pocket. I'm getting email. I'm getting messages now from VDM supporters, from Rato Gang, telling me, Mr. Ben, now I am beginning to understand you now. I told them listen, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. A sprint is like you run fast and cross. A marathon, you run hours and hours and hours. You'll get to the goal. So when you tell me I will explain tire, I will explain tire. The people that needed to hear this will hear this, and the history will be there for us when the time comes. Una go see am by yourself. Now let's hear the wife of Akpabio dabbing out and dabbing in.
A house. We don't have any house in Ikorebene. Ikorebene is a local government. We are from a Synodim local government.
The woman never say they are staying in her house in Ikotekpene. You see, this one lied again. You see, when we watch videos, people don't understand. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Hampering on my integrity. I am glad. I do not know what I'm about to say, but for us to come spend quality moments here. You will enjoy it. At that point, I just pulled away and I was like, thoughts like, did my husband hear the invitation to treat or not? So then the Senate president now said, by the way, let me show you my chapel. He has a chapel in his house as well. So while we were going to the chapel, we walked in silence and all. So that evening, before we left the Senate president's house at about 11 midnight to the 4 points in Ikotekpene, and my husband asked me, Natasha, what did the Senate president whisper to you? What's he telling you? I thought, should I tell him that he was speaking about bringing me in here at a special time for us to have a good time? Or should I just kill it there, wrap it as if there was nothing? Because tomorrow was a big day. I know how much my husband adores the Senate president. He loves him as a brother. My husband would do anything to support him. So I told my husband, nothing. I can't remember what I created, but I just gave him some words to mask what was said. When we laid in bed, I looked to my right and my husband wrapped his arms around. I can't remember what I created. My husband adores the Senate to have a good time. Or should I just kill it there, wrap it as if there was nothing? Because tomorrow was a big day. I know how much my husband adores the Senate president. He loves him as a brother. My husband would do anything to support him. So I told my husband, nothing. I can't remember what I created, but I just gave him some words to mask what was said. When we laid in bed, I looked to my right and my husband wrapped his arms around me and he said, my love, you can tell me thoughts like, did my husband hear? I said, by the way, let me show you my chapel. He has a chapel. We walked in silence and all. So that evening, before we left the Senate president's house at about 11 midnight to the 4 points in Ikotekpene.
Okay. Here the wife of Senator Akpabio. Senator Akpabio's wife is assuming now that she's saying that Natasha lied for saying that they left. Natasha said they left to 4 Point Hotel in Ikotekpene. She did not say the house that they visited was in Ikotekpene. So they left to the 4 Point Hotel in Ikotekpene. But here the wife of Akpabio is saying, listen.
Our country home is in a Synodim, in Okana. And I didn't hear anything about Okana. We have a beautiful home in Okana. If you're talking about Uyo, house in Uyo, I'm always there. I own a school.
She said, we don't have a house in Ikotekpene, but did Natasha never say this incident happened in Ikotekpene? So they left the senator house, the Akpabio's house, and they drove down. They left around 11. They drove down to their 4 Point Hotel in Ikotekpene. So I don't know. This woman is just capping different thing completely. You see, when I watch a video, I don't just watch a video for watching a video. I watch a video to understand. A lot of you guys watch videos and sometimes they just want to hear the soundbite. I don't hear soundbite because I want to come here when I analyze it. I want to make sure I'm on the point and I'm picking out where I'm supposed to pick things out.
I'm always in my school. And when I finish at the school, I go home. So the home you are talking about, I'm always there. The Senate president is a very, very responsible man and disciplined.
The wife is telling you, my husband is a very responsible man. Why can't the man come out and speak for himself? Nigeria, APC. They stole election, they go tell you, say you go explain tire. They accuse you of something, they go tell you, say you go explain tire. Then go arrest you, beat you, then go tell you, say you go explain tire. That is their motto, you go explain tire. Now, I'm going to take this woman off my screen because I think she's capping, she's talking rubbish. She's supposed to ask her husband, sorry, my husband, go defend yourself. Nigerian people want to hear from you. She called a whole press conference, call media house and stand to defend nonsense. These are Nigerian women for you. You know the reason why she's doing this now? She's trying to appeal to the women of Nigeria to spare her husband. Because she knows the men have already been won over. The men will automatically support the husband anyway. Nigerian men are misogynist. They have no respect for women. And that's why when they carry their marriage from Nigeria to UK, under 3 months, their marriage scatter. Because immediately your husband carry you come here, you know you're right. It will take 3 months. You will understand that you can't be treated anyhow. So what happened is this, immediately they carry them to the UK, the woman will look. The woman will say, carry the bean outside. Me, carry bean outside. You carry bean outside. Now you go throw the bean away. No be me. Go to the shop and get salt for me. I'm cooking. Drop the children at school. Pick the children up. Carry the children, go extra lesson. In Nigeria, the women do everything. I particularly know a man that will call the wife to come and give him a remote in Nigeria. He will be sitting down by the remote, but he will call the wife that is in the other room to come and give him remote. When I go to their house, I look at him like this. I'm like, you are such a fool. And I'm talking about millionaire. And he'll be laughing, "Ben, this is Nigeria, man." I say, you're such a fool. Why must she do everything for you? So when I ate in their house and I finished eating and I picked the plate to the kitchen, they have a beautiful house. And I picked the plate to the kitchen, I begin to clear my own plate. The madam rushed to me, say, Ben, this is Nigeria. This is not a drop. I said, no. You don't have to do it. It's just one plate. Let me clean my own plate. So when you carry men like that come UK or they relocate to UK, the marriage is always a crisis because they have a culture shock. And then when the woman now discover, I have a right in this country. Okay, I have a right. You can't just go outside and come back anytime you want. It's no longer possible. If you carry a wife from Nigeria to this country, you can't just go out anytime you want. But in Nigeria, you can go out and stay with your friends and drink alcohol. And when you come back, you still ask her to open her leg and knock her. But when you get to the UK and she's walking, you must walk. And if you are walking, she must walk. There's no housewife in the UK. So when everybody return back home in the evening, that culture that you did not have in Nigeria will start happening. Darling, we forgot to buy milk. Can you quickly rush to the shop and get me milk? Now, if you have ego in your life, why is she sending me message? Is it because she earned more money than me? Is that why she's sending me? No, it's not because she earned more money than you. It's because there's a division of labor once you move to this country. Now, it's no longer possible for you to just ask her to open her leg, make you not come. It's no longer possible. When she's tired, she's tired. She'll tell you she don't want to knock. And for the last 15 years, you guys marry in Nigeria, you've been knocking her. She has never feel the knocking. After you don't come, you go just fall down and sleep. She has to take care of herself. Or she has to just ignore and go and take care of children. Now she's in the UK. She have a right. She will tell you, you're not knocking me. Because there's no point of you knocking me and I will still use my finger to help myself. I would rather use my finger to help myself and I know I've make myself happy and sleep. I'm telling you the real thing that is happening in this country. Then before you know, the marriage is upside down. They will say, the UK is spoiling marriage. No, UK is not. It's a shock for you to understand in this country, wives have an independent, husband have an independent. You cannot slap your kid. You cannot call them any name. You cannot shout at them. You cannot insult your wife. If you do that more than once, they will chase you out of the house. What happened today, if it happened in the UK, Akpabio will be resigning. In short, the wife will be hiding her face. The wife will be hiding her face. But here you are coming out to defend indefensible. And don't forget, this is not the first time somebody is accusing, a high-profile lady is accusing Akpabio of harassment. You know, this is where you want Nigerian women to come out and help and speak out. Where you want influencers to come out and speak out. They are not going to do it. It's none of their business. Because many of them will look at this woman as a troublemaker. There's a guy on YouTube that is telling me, guy, you don't have integrity. That is how you join your friend. Baba, you know, get sense. And at Facebook, why did I log into Facebook? Now, Facebook, that one they comment from, you know, get sense now.